today's show is brought to you by True Classic Tees. As you can see, baby, I got mine on because it is for the man that has that nice athletic build up top, but might not be as athletic in the midsection. It gives you a little more room. Talk about that margin of error. You want the margin of error in the right places. And that's what True Classic Tees brings to you, but not just with the t-shirts that they do have in all type of prime colors, which is perfect because it goes with literally everything. But they also have loungewear, hoodies, and stuff like that as well. And you know how we do. If we're going to talk about any company on this show, we talk about them for a reason, baby, because we support them, but they also have a promo code so we can help you as well. That promo code is MOAT. You use that, you'll get 25% off of your purchase at trueclassictees.com. Once again, that promo code is MOAT. So check them out. Shout out to True Classic Tees for supporting the culture, baby. Steelers, Ravens, Sunday action. And I'm excited about it, Deke. I happen to be excited about it. Let's start this thing off talking about some of the advantages that I think us good guys shall have in this particular matchup. And we've obviously talked about this, and it's still ongoing, and everything is still playing the way it's supposed to. But the fact that this team is going to be without Lamar Jackson, man, or all signs are continuing to point in that direction. And please update me on the injury report if they have that. That is really promising, man, because we obviously understand what Lamar is capable of. We understand what type of player he is, but we also understand the drop-off that you're going to get talent-wise if Lamar is, number one, compromised with a knee injury, that's what he's dealing with, or the alternative, which would be Tyler Huntley coming out there. I do feel like we will be able to take advantage of either situation. And if it is Tyler Huntley out there for 4 quarters, I strongly believe we are going to leave out of there with a turnover or 2 from him. And that is the thing that I feel like we're going to really be able to take advantage of.
Even when it was
man.
Lamar, we were averaging like 2 or 3 turnovers against him whenever he was leading the team against us.
Absolutely.
These last, 3 or 4 games we played him.
Mm-hmm. So that's definitely something that I think, just coming off, regardless of if he's going to be out there compromised or if it's Tyler Huntley, I just feel like that's going to be a huge advantage for us.
You ready? I got an official update
what we got,
on Lamar Jackson.
Let me hear it.
DNP.
Run it up, run it up, run it up. Obviously, we'll see what tomorrow entails, but those are double DNPs along with all of the reports about the injury that he sustained last week. And that is why everything is pointing towards him either not playing or playing very compromised, so to speak, or compromised in some way, shape, or form. The next thing, though, or next area that I think we will be able to take advantage of them in is the play action pass game. When you watch them, man, they're talented. They have names across the board at all 3 levels, but at the same time, the passing game is where they tend to give up the yardage. That's where you can have success on them, man. And I really feel like when you're doing it off of the play action pass, because it just makes it a little bit more defined, gets those linebackers up, and just the way that they like to play their defense, they're aggressive. But when you can get them on different levels with different levels because of the play action pass, it just opens it up, makes it a lot easier for teams to have success in that vein. And that is something that I think we're going to be able to continue implementing. And some of the stuff that we've been having near misses on, those are some of the things that I anticipate us actually hitting on and starting to hit on a lot more consistently, because it's one of them things where when I first implement it, or if you first get this information, it's like, all right, you see it on tape, cool, but you don't believe it. You go out there, you walk through it, all right, cool, but now you got to go do it in the game. You do it in the game, and it's like, dang, we missed it. How did we miss it? Because it happens a little bit faster, or you just didn't see it as quickly.
Timing's a little off.
Absolutely, but now it's been a couple of weeks of this thing. Now we got a couple more opportunities on tape where we're like, hey, you hit this one, you hit that one. This was another near miss right here, but it wasn't because of this, it was because of that part. Those are the things where I feel like we're not going to deal with a ton more of the near misses. I feel like that's going to continue to minimize itself just naturally as these guys get more confident with each other, more comfortable with each other, and just more comfortable playing at the NFL level. And I do feel like that's going to be something that we're going to be able to take advantage of. And then the third thing that I think we're going to really be able to, I did say dominate initially, but that was before we got the updated injury report. It's the pass rush.
Well, I even got another update. Maybe He tweaked something because now he's downgraded to limited. Ronnie Stanley. He was full yesterday. Now he's limited today.
Okay.
He's tweaked something.
All right.
Went a little too hard in that full practice.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the pass rush element is largely dependent upon Ronnie Stanley's availability. If there is no Ronnie Stanley, and they're going with, I'm going to butcher his last name, Daniel Falele, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, the new young tackle out of Minnesota. If they're going with Daniel Falele at left tackle and Morgan Moses at right tackle, I love it for us. I think that we will win a lot. I think that we'll have a ton of success in terms of just getting after the quarterback. Whereas if it is Ronnie Stanley out there with Morgan Moses at right tackle, that's just a more formidable duo because Ronnie Stanley is just a really good player. There's a reason why he got paid what he got paid and things like that. But I still feel like we will still have success in certain elements because the interior part, man, I think that Cam is playing at a very high level. Larry Ogunjobi, his get off is going to present issues on the interior part of that offensive line. And we will see what the health is of TJ Watt. But the best thing or worst case scenario is he's going to attract attention. So that will keep the opposite sides from having all that attention as well, man. So I do feel like we should be able to win in that pass rush game. But yeah, Ronnie Stanley's availability does, move the needle in certain elements there.
You bringing up the Ravens interior on their offensive line got me thinking because remember our talks about Linderbaum, a little undersized. He's actually having a pretty good season.
He is though, yeah.
Will we have moments though? Cam Hayward or Ogunjobi?
That's what I talked about.
They dominate him a little bit.
Yeah, we will see because the thing is this, man. And when you watch Linderbaum on tape, undersized, yes, but very fundamentally sound. And that's the area where he's able to kind of offset it. But the good thing for us, not so much with Larry. Larry's still very fundamentally sound, but like Cam is a technician. You watch Cam, man, it could be 100 reps. All 100 are going to have the same foot placement, hand placement. He's so repetitive. And that's what makes him, TJ Watt, Minkah, why they're such dominant players. Because, like, man, they are so consistent. It's like, man, you don't ever get like a bad step. You don't ever false step, bad eyes, bad read. Like, geez. So that's the guy that I do think will be able to have some of that success. Larry, I think Larry's quickness, though, with his size could make it intriguing for him because when Larry gets vertical through a hole and he starts skying his hand for the rip, it's just hard for dudes to stop his momentum. And you see how even that was about to sound kind of bad too, huh? That's why I don't like talking like that. See, who was that started the show talking about that question? Yeah, see, man, this is why now I'm over here like super hyper conscious about everything I'm saying as I'm talking.
It's probably the research too. Maybe it's got you paranoid.
It's probably both. You're absolutely right, but it's just like, yeah. So that is that.
Hey, with what you were talking about with our pass rush, though, I'm with you. Like, even if Stanley plays, I think we should still have success.
Yes, we should have success.
Particularly with them having Huntley in and not Lamar Jackson. I think that's going to just change their offense dynamic a little bit. And Highsmith has been going up against good left tackles.
Listen, Highsmith is going to have some success. But the thing is, I just view Ronnie Stanley. If Ronnie Stanley is healthy, I don't feel like Alex Highsmith has seen a tackle as good as Ronnie this season. That's what I'm saying. Because to me, Ronnie is one of the better or best tackles. Obviously, you got Trent Williams over in San Fran, but I look at Ronnie in that same class. He ain't seen that just yet. He's seen some good guys, but Ronnie to me is just in a certain class by himself. So that was why I said it like that. But at the same time, we also know that he's dealing with something that is keeping him from being a 100% full participant throughout the whole season.
Ankle.
So at least in that regard, we know that he might be compromised in some way, shape, or form. But it's kind of like when you talk about TJ Watt being compromised. How many injuries does it take for TJ Watt to look normal? We talk about him having a pec, a knee scope, and a rib. And now we're like, all right, he still has impact. It's just not a crazy impact. That's how I look at Ronnie. I'm like, okay, it's the ankle. Is there anything else he has going on?
It's definitely going to be an upgrade over Falele.
Yeah, bro.
Whenever I was watching last week, he was getting cooked.
Absolutely. But that's the whole thought process with it, man. So that's why, to me, I kind of speak on it a little bit differently around him specifically because of how good he is. The rest of it, I'm like, nah, man. The rest of it, we should have success. Morgan Moses, good player, but he's older now. TJ, at this stage, even not fully healthy, should still be able to have some success right there.
This got to be the TJ game. At home, Ravens.
I don't know how healthy he is. That's the problem, bro.
Dig deep.
Last week he was digging deep, bro. I didn't think he was going to finish last week, bro. He had one play where he he didn't get the TFL, but he like went for it or whatever. It wasn't on the Mariota run. It was actually third quarter, I think it was. Man, and he was so slow getting up off the ground. I'm like, bro, TJ, just go to the sideline, bro. Like, you ain't got to prove that, man. Just go to the sideline. And I'm thinking,
it's probably more of the ribs now.
And that's what he went. He grabbed it, but it threw me off.
That's the unfortunate part. That's a new injury. It threw me off
because he landed on the opposite side. I'm like, bro, you held that, but you landed here. So I didn't even know how that even works.
Didn't he say he hurt the ribs in like the last play
bro.
or two of that
he said
Colts
somebody
game?
chipped him. Yeah, he's like, he got chip blocked.
Just like in the preseason game against the Lions. That sucks.
So it's like, he digging deep, but you can see he is grimacing, man. And with the ribs, because of where it's located at, you're always going to feel that, man. Everything you do, you're going to experience that. But those are some of the advantages I think we will have. Some of the challenges that I think we'll have to just be more in tune or more aware of. Number one, it starts with their rushing attack, whether it's Lamar or Huntley. We've talked about that, whether it was last week previewing the Falcons, highlighting how they're so similar to the Ravens and how they're not as good as the Ravens, to even now where we've been talking about it. And it's like, yo, you have to stop their rushing attack. When it's Lamar, you have to stop the rushing attack. When it's Tyler Huntley, it's even more of a premium or more importance to stop the rushing attack because they are very consistent with this thing. They're very intentional with it. They are designed to run the ball. And they do it in a way where it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, where it's a lot of different ball fakes and stuff like that. Very collegiate-like. But they operated probably the best that we've seen at this level and most consistently as well. So that is something that we're just going to have to be buttoned up for. The next thing, though, that I think that they could have success in, it is funny, man. We said that they're kind of like the copy of us, and they're trying to do things that we do. I'm like, yeah, I can see where, not with Tyler Huntley maybe, but at times their play action pass has been successful, especially when you're talking about Mark Andrews and what he brings to the table. And when I think of us at times when we struggle, the play action pass, man, it can get us at times. So that is something that is more so just don't allow a chunk play off a play action pass, because to me, I think that's the only way they're going to realistically be able to move the ball like that on us. I do feel like we're going to be buttoned up against this run, but man, their play action pass game, it could just be tricky because of us having to put so much attention on the run that it could leave some one-on-ones with a Mark Andrews. And he is one of those guys that can dominate a game in terms of one-on-ones if you allow him a ton of that. So that's just something that we got to be buttoned up with. The front seven has to win. If the front seven could do what they're supposed to do, it would take a lot of that pressure off on those play action passes. If we got to keep walking a guy down in terms of his safety, staying in base and stuff like that, then yeah, the play action pass is going to have better matches, because now you're not going to just be able to say, hey, safety, you take that tight end right there. It's going to be, all right, is it Bush? Is it Spillane? Is it Jack? Oh, and you're reacting to it. You're not just keying on it. That's the part that can really make it challenging. So, like I said, we got to be buttoned up.
Sense.
Yeah. And then the last thing for me, man, was in terms of a disadvantage, just their run defense, man. They're physical as heck at the line of scrimmage, man. We talk about Roquan Smith. We talked about Patrick Queen. You obviously heard Jaylen Warren talk about those guys as well. You could hear he was like, "Yo, we got a plan for him," but he mentioned them. But he was like, "I don't know if you know about them linebackers." I was laughing to myself like, "Bro, you don't know if I know about Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen." I didn't want to like OD and be like, "Yo, they are nice," because I'm like, "Yo, you're playing them this week, and we know."
No, I think that was just him coming off.
But it
as
was
authentic.
so funny.
That's how he was the whole interview.
Super authentic. But it was so funny. He's like, "Yo, I don't know if you know about them linebackers they got over there." So yes, those dudes, man, they fly around. They're really good against the run, man. They have the personnel for it. They have size. They have speed. And like I said, they play with a certain demeanor. They're very similar to us in that vein, right? But that's the thing that I want to see. Like we talked about, people critique the performance of the offensive line in the running game, and we'll talk about how it was the Falcons and stuff like that. Well, this is another test in that vein.
Big test. A
big test. You ran it against the Falcons. You ran it against the Colts. You ran it against the Saints. We talked about all three of those defenses and how, yeah, we felt like we should be able to do that. We thought that we should have an advantage there. Well, this is one of those ones where you're not going to just walk off the bus and have this clear, defined advantage. But now we want to see, can you rise to the occasion? Can you win those one-on-ones up front versus Jason Pierre-Paul versus Man, they got some big bodies in there.
Calais
Calais Campbell. I was about to say that's a big dude. Travis Jones, you remember him out of UConn, man. Obviously a dude that we were really fond of throughout that process. But yeah, he's in there. And then you talk about not Jason Pierre-Paul, but Justin Houston on the outside as well, man. They got, like I said, size. They have veterans. They have pedigree. So that is going to be something for us that we're going to get a chance to learn a little bit more about our group up front, man. But like I said, that will probably be the last area where I would say there should be large concern or just thinking about how they could challenge us in a certain way. But like I said, man, that's kind of how I view it in that vein. So yeah, man.
Going off your last one, and then even going back to whenever you're talking about the Steelers having some play action success on offense.
Yeah.
I want us to do exactly what we have been doing these last 4 games, but it might be tough sledding against this Ravens defense. I hope we stick with it, and maybe in the 3rd and 4th quarter we wear them down enough because they have some of those veteran guys on the defensive line that we can just run it out, and it's just more of a we took care of business essentially. It doesn't have to be as tight or as back and forth or us biting our fingernails as it has been against the Falcons and the Colts, particularly with them having like a Tyler Huntley on offense.
To me, the way I can get to that, if we connect on, because
this is what I was going to bring up. I think Pickett, no matter what, no matter if the run game is going or not, bro, he's going to have to step up this game. I don't think it's going to have to be to the point of passing it 30-plus times, 35-plus times. It's just going to be there's 2 or 3 throws, 4 throws.
It is
we need
literally.
You. We're going to need you.
And
I think he's going to deliver.
Watching
Kenny
the Ravens,
Ice.
watching the Ravens on defense,
Kenny
watching
Clutch.
us last week against the Falcons, that's how I see it going, bro. Like, literally, I said we're going to get us a turnover or 2 on defense. That's going to help us out in a major way. We're going to have his probably 3 plays, bro. It's going to be 3 throws.
Kenny Clutch.
3 throws. One's going to come off of play action.
Keep a drive going, third down,
One's going to come
it is.
off of play action. We're going to drum up a shot early off of play action, though, because of how run heavy we are. That's why you do it, and that's why it's always available.
It could just be literally the final drive.
Yeah. Like one or the other. I just feel like he's gonna have a couple of those he's gonna have to make, because you're not gonna just be able to run against Baltimore for 4 quarters and dominate them in that vein if the score is close. You got to do something to make them chase. And for us, man, we should be able to do that. It's gonna be tight though. It's gonna be a tight game, man. It's definitely gonna be tight. But to me, man, I can just see it, man. Kenny got to hit on that play action pass. I don't care if it's to Deontay. I don't know if it's to Pickens. It's gonna be an opportunity. It's coming off a play action pass though. We just got to connect on it, man.
Score predictions?
Let's get it, man. Drop those score predictions in the chat as well. Let us know how you feel this game is going to go, man. Do the good guys keep the good times rolling, or are we going to be walking away with rat droppings on our face from them rat birds?
You want it first?
I want you to get it first. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. All right, you want it first? I don't want anything first. You want it first? You want me to give it to you first? You going to pull it up again? Go do that? You know what I'm saying?
That's a you thing.
That's
really,
not a me thing. That's a football thing. It's pole. It's a pole. It's football, right?
Where's there a pole in football?
It's 2 poles that sit in the end zone. They spread open, and you want to put your ball in between it, right?
Yeah, the kicker's got to drill that.
See, he got to drill it, huh? And for the snap, he just need to spread his legs and throw it back, huh? Exactly. See how it sounds? Yeah. If you want to make it sound weird, it can sound super weird, man.
I think that's how you have to dial up some of those JMU ones that you're doing in the booth.
No, don't you do that to me, man. Look at that snapper. Just spread it open and just throw that thing on back. Whoo, baby. They pay big dollars for that some places. Yeah.
All right.
Prediction. Let's get it.
Steelers-Ravens rivalry. You know what this is all about. Physical, smash mouth football. And I don't think that really changes.
It better not.
The years change, but that doesn't change. The players change. But no, we know what Steelers-Ravens is.
Know what time it is. Ratbird season. You know what we hunting today.
The Ravens are probably so thankful right now they don't have to see Big Ben.
Ooh.
He's not here anymore.
Ooh.
But you know who is?
Uh-oh. Dun dun.
KP8.
The upgrade.
No, don't say that. No. Don't say that. We just have a new guy. It's a different guy. A new guy.
He's just different.
Ultimately,
there it is. Let's go.
He's going to be able to deliver the goods too.
Facts.
Just like BR7.
Facts.
This is the game I don't know how our rushing attack looks.
It don't matter.
I hope we commit to it. I hope we do get things going.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this one comes down to Pickett making some clutch plays.
You heard what he said, right?
His new nickname's going to be
him.
Kenny Ice, Kenny Clutch. Doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
He's going to deliver
Facts.
on some big-time throws, whether it's throughout the game on third downs or if it's the final drive.
It's that simple. 2-glove gun. Let's go, man. You know what he on.
Our defense will do really good against Tyler Huntley. I'm expecting turnovers.
Absolutely.
I'm expecting just a dominant performance. I think TJ's able to dig deep. We get a little vintage performance by him, even though he is a little banged up. We get a sack or two.
That TJ Watt
maybe
with
even
the
a
big
strip
boy
sack
kick.
or a fumble on one of their running backs.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers win.
What's up?
Boswell's back this week?
Strong possibility he'll be back.
Yeah,
this
we got
week.
that inside scoop.
Strong possibility.
That doesn't really affect my prediction.
We still
here,
gonna get it off either way. It
I
don't
think
matter.
we win by double digits.
What's
I think
up
we
then?
win 20 to
What's up
10.
then? 20 to 10. You heard what that man said? Playing on games. I like that. 20 to 10. I like that a lot, actually.
Is that your prediction?
No, this is a good prediction though. I think that's a really good prediction, man. To me, it's tight. It's really tight. I do think it's back and forth, man. We should be in control the whole game. Barring something stupid happening, they should not be able to have a ton of success offensively if it is Tyler Huntley playing, just because of how limited he is in certain areas. And at the same time, the things that we are able to do well, I do think is going to hurt him, just making him have to play faster. Man, when you're a rookie or when you're a young player, not a lot of experience, not a lot of football scene under your belt. I mean, this dude is still just getting more tape. Yeah, when you make those guys have to play faster, have to decide faster, at times they will make mistakes. And you watch him on tape, he makes mistakes even when he's not hurried. But that's because he's a young player. So I do feel like that will be a huge benefit for us. And from there, man, I think that we will be able to control the game enough to get us out of this thing. But yeah, I don't have us getting 20. I wish I did, though. But no, I have it ultimately probably going to go 17 to 10. I feel like we will be able to score once or twice. But I do feel like the field goals, it's going to be great. It's going to be back and forth, one score. But for us, it's think Colts, Falcons, one score, in the sense that we never felt like we weren't in control. Even though we never felt like we were necessarily blowing either team out, right? But it was like, we just felt good. We felt like, hey,
but
whatever they're gonna do, because they're
one
still
mistake could
exactly, and we're gonna feel that pressure of we have to execute. But I think for us, we're not gonna feel like we can't do that. Whereas for Baltimore, it's going to feel at times like, man, they're climbing an insurmountable mountain right now because of what they're going to be asked to do. And I just don't think with Tyler Huntley that they're going to be able to do those things. So that is ultimately, like I said, why I have it, for us winning 17 to 10. But yeah, man, it'd be a good one. So
we're only off by 3 points.
I know. I was going to say we're not far off at all, man.